everybody, welcome to this channel. My name is Didi. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning in with us again this morning. I am grateful. So what we want to talk about this morning are the questions you should ask yourself before you go into any serious relationship. I am not talking about any type of relationship. What I am saying is questions you should ask yourself before you go into any serious relationship. Serious relationship is the relationship you expect that should lead you or take you down the aisle with your lover, with your partner. That should be at the back of your mind when you say, okay, I'm ready to go into a serious relationship. It is not a hit and run. I am not here to talk about hit and run. I am here to talk about that serious relationship that will lead you down the aisle. Questions you should ask yourself before going into a serious relationship. I have actually taken my time to go through some of these questions, and I discovered that these questions only want you to look at your partner and what you can find out from your partner, but I'm here to tell you some of those things, some of those questions you should ask yourself, not the questions you should ask your spouse. When you go online, you will see 17 questions you should ask your spouse before you go into a relationship with them. But here this morning, I want to talk about questions you should ask yourself before you go into any serious relationship. You expect your serious relationship to lead you down the aisle, right? Yes, I presume. And I know that anyone who is seriously thinking about going into that serious relationship would not leave this channel without getting to know those questions. Stick around, and I'm going to start with these questions. All right. Number one of the questions you should ask yourself before you go into a serious relationship is, am I physically ready to go into a relationship? Am I physically ready to go into a serious relationship? Now, if you ask yourself, am I physically ready to go into a serious relationship? This physical maturity or physical preparedness and readiness to go into a relationship involves your ability to commit yourself to the relationship or to your partner physically. There are other things that are involved, but what we are talking about right now is your physical commitment to that relationship. A lot of people, don't quote me wrong, quote me anyway, a lot of people are ready to go into a relationship, having every other thing they feel is important to maintain and succeed in a relationship. But closer look at them, you discover that these people are not physically ready to commit. What do I mean? Your ability to commit to your relationship is your level of commitment. Let's say your ability now, you know what ability is. Yes, to commit to your relationship, to give your spouse a quality time. When I talk about this physical commitment, I talk about quality time. In your relationship, quality time is an important ingredient that will make you succeed in that very relationship. Now, you may have the ability, you are already there to do this thing, to commit to your spouse and to commit to your relationship, but you are not willing. You have the ability, you have the time. You have every time to stay with this person, you have every time to commit to this person, you have every time to commit to your relationship, but there is no willingness. You don't just feel like it. Sometimes you're with a person, but you don't just feel like to talk to this person, to have a good time with this person. You have the ability, but you don't have the willingness. You have to make sure you have this willingness before you forge ahead. Sometimes you have the willingness, but you don't have the ability. Take for instance, you have a job that takes you 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the night, and you want to be in a relationship, right? Now let me ask you, if you are the person, the other party, who is expecting you to come back by that time, do you expect that the person should be awake, waiting for you till 11 p.m.? Most times you don't stay with your partner. You're not already married. You're not married already. Now you're planning to be married. You are in a relationship. Then the kind of job you do may not even allow you to make calls, long calls, Sometimes it may allow you to call, but you know that this is not all about the call. The quality time involves personal interaction, person to person meeting, interaction, quality time, talking about the experiences, planning for the future, planning for the things ahead. Now, some of these things are not things that you can do on your phone. You say, okay, let me do it on the phone. I'm not talking about long distance relationship now. This one is going to be for the next time. But what I'm saying is short distance relationship. Your physical commitment is required. Now, get back to my instance. You come back by 11 p.m. and you expect your spouse to be awake waiting for you. Sometimes they will not be awake waiting for your call at that time. You discover that, okay, for this time, I may not really want to go into a serious relationship because the other person will suffer. Do you know a problem with this? The problem is that anybody you neglect in a relationship, you are doing two things to that person. You are only giving that person the wings to fly away, or you are turning that person to a raw weapon. At the end of the day, he may strike. You won't even know that this person is hurting because at the time the person will get tired of complaining. And then you feel everything is alright. One of those days, phew, he goes away, she goes away, or the person turns against you. You'll be left shattered and heartbroken. So, if you know that you are not going to be willing and able to commit to your relationship physically by sharing some time with your partner, I think you should just, I am not saying you should, but I think you should just see a way you can adjust things or give yourself some time. Give yourself some time before you think about getting into a serious relationship. Now, the next question you will ask yourself is, am I emotionally stable? Am I emotionally mature to go into a relationship with a person? A serious relationship is not for crybabies. A serious relationship is not for a person who is not emotionally stable. For you to be in a serious relationship, you really need to be emotionally stable. When we say that you are emotionally stable, it means that you have the ability to deal with your past. So many people are in a relationship where they are still hurting and then they are suffering, turning the life of their partner into hell because of what they experienced from their past relationship. There is no peace. The partner is not in peace. The partner is not happy because you are using what you encountered in your past relationship to judge them. Before you go into a serious relationship, if you just got out from an abusive one, it is very okay for you to take time to heal. Like I mentioned in my last video, I said it took me 2 years after I left one before I could think of going into another, because you need to come back, you need to feel safe, you need to come back and know that I am not going into a relationship with this other person. I am going into a relationship with a different person. There is danger of generalization. Don't generalize. Don't generalize and say, okay, because my partner, my ex cheated on me, this one too may cheat on me, so let me guard myself against it. And then you become defensive, you become very difficult to deal with. At the end of the day, you may frustrate this person and send him or her away. Before you venture into any relationship, try to find out if you are emotionally stable. Some people experienced abusive uh, marriages from their parents, because okay, your father beat your mother, or because your mother was too stubborn, or because your mother cheated on your father. You now want to get into a serious relationship and you have not dealt with this past, then you are coming in with it. You wouldn't even allow anything to happen. You are just all grippy, you are just all cringy, nothing happens, you are just so stiff, so frigid. You are frustrating your partner. You will eventually frustrate your partner. So, for you to think of going into a serious relationship, you need to sit down. Give yourself personal assessment. At the end of your personal assessment, you discover that you are not emotionally stable. What do? You sit back and start attending to these things one after the other. Give yourself emotional stability before you'll be able to move in and succeed in a new relationship. It is not all about moving into a new relationship, it's about how long you succeeded or how you're going to succeed. Thinking of a serious relationship, you think marriage. So you don't want to go into a relationship that you will struggle and struggle and struggle to make it succeed because of your own problems or the problems of the other. Now we are you're tackling personal problems, the questions you ask yourself. So for you to make your relationship to succeed, be emotionally stable. You ask me how, I tell you, deal with your past, all your ugly experiences, all your ugly weaknesses, because sometimes you don't experience just by mere witnessing it. It is already recorded inside of you, and you say, ah, God, this will never happen to me. That will never happen to me. You're already building a bridge between you and your partner, and you have not been able to bring down this bridge or this wall, strong wall between you and whoever you intend to be in a relationship with. You cannot succeed in that relationship. Be emotionally strong before you go into any serious relationship. The next thing is you ask yourself, am I ready to take responsibility? If you're not ready to take responsibility in a relationship, in a serious relationship, I tell you, that relationship will turn out to become messy and childish. Some people say, okay, I am 29, I am 30, I am 50, I feel I am mature enough to be in a relationship. At the end of the day, you discover that these people are babies. Ability to take responsibility now does not depend on your age. It depends on you, on your decision. It depends on what you can make out of what you have decided to do. Number one, or for instance, you go into a relationship and you feel, I don't want anybody to see us together. You indulge into hide and seek. You don't even want to showcase this person. You just, I don't want anybody to see us together. Please, whenever you're coming to my house, come at night. In the daytime, you are avoiding this person and you say you're in a serious relationship with this person. My friend, you're joking. You are not in a serious relationship. You are still hiding and then afraid. There is something pursuing you. It's so obvious. If you have not been able to leave your past, why do you want to get into another relationship? Deal with everything that will make you not take responsibility. Deal with everything that will make you not want to take responsibility. Hide and seek is not a characteristic of a serious relationship. Avoid it by all means. Don't even get involved in that. It interests everyone who is in a relationship to see that she is valued or he is valued. Now you have a guy and you don't even want anybody to know that you people are related in any way. Talk of being in a relationship. Why would you want to get into that? Whatsoever that has made you that you don't want to showcase this person, why don't you deal with that and then prepare yourself to be in this relationship with this person? Because one of the reasons, one of the disadvantage of not asking yourself this question is that at the end of the day you frustrate your partner. And if you don't want to do that, you want this relationship to succeed, you have to deal with these things. Another way you take responsibility in your relationship is have the ability to take care of this person. Sometimes you end up being in a relationship with someone who is richer than you. That does not mean you should not be responsible. Being a man, you are in a relationship with a lady who earns higher than you or who earns more than you. That does not make you say, okay, since this person earns more than me, I shouldn't just do anything. You are on the receiving end. You are always asking for, you are always receiving, you are always saying, give me or don't give me. You don't even care about this person. When they are sick, you're just, okay, go and buy drugs, take care of yourself. You're killing the lady. You are a lady, you're in a relationship where, okay, you earn more or something. Then you say, I don't know, everything. He can take care of himself. Responsibility is an act of maturity. It is not what you have can give to you. Take responsibility. Be responsible for this person. The next thing is you should be responsible for your decision. You have decided to be in a relationship with me, right? Then take responsibility for that decision. Don't always try to push things to the next person. Something happens, you don't want to take responsibility of it. Your actions, you say, but if you didn't do this, I couldn't have done this. Or if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done that. These things are immature and they are not to be seen in a serious relationship. You do things, take responsibility for them. Don't shift blames. Don't play games in a serious relationship. It's not ought to be there. You do anything, even when it seems you are not the one responsible, or even when it seems okay, you didn't do it. Find a way. There is something that you could have contributed. There is a way you could have contributed to this problem. Why this other person is over there trying to sort the problem, you are here saying, okay, if I didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. I'm not saying, okay, that in every problem you should not just, okay, if there is something you have to complain about, you shouldn't complain. But don't always complain. Don't always say, if you didn't do this, this wouldn't have happened. If you didn't do this, I wouldn't have. No, you are not taking responsibility for your action and for your decision to be in a serious relationship. The next question you should ask yourself is, am I mentally ready to be in a relationship? This is very important because this has to do with your ability to reason, your level of reasoning. In a relationship, you really need to reason fast. Be fast in your reasoning. Reason well. Reason like a mature person. Don't reason like an amateur. Reason like a mature person. In your ability to say, okay, I am mentally mature to be in a relationship, some of the signs are, you will no longer be the self person in a relationship. You know what I mean by being a self person? Trying to rate self over the other. Do you know what relationship is all about? Relationship is coming together of two persons, to agree on a thing, to move on the journey together. Yeah, that's what relationship is. These two persons, you come from here, I come from here, then we want to embark on a journey together. That is relationship. Now, for instance, we want to embark on a journey together, myself and the next person, and I tell the person, I want us to fly. The person says, no, I want us to walk. I say, no, if we must not fly, then I'm not going. That means you're not ready to be on that journey. You should find out why this person wants to walk. Okay, why do you want us to walk? You listen to the person and know why the person wants that you walk. And the person should also have the ability to listen to me to know why I said we should fly. Now, if we work, we will not get there on time. But if we fly in a space of time, we'll be able to get there. If we fly, there are certain things we are going to miss. There are certain areas I want to show you that you will not be able to see. And at the end of the day, you reach a compromise. When you elevate self in a relationship, you will not be able to reach to any agreement. And without an agreement, a relationship is as good as non-existent. Without agreement, without compromise in a relationship is as good as non-existent. So, for your ability to reason, it is what will tell you that we are two in this. Therefore, I should not enforce my own decision. I have decided that we do this, mostly for the men, especially our African men. You say, okay, because I am the man in this relationship, it just has to be me. It has to be my way. It has to be what I say. But do you forget that without me as well as the lady in that relationship, there will be no relationship at all? Sometimes give this person um, a minute to air her opinion. By giving this person that ability, that platform to air her opinion, you will learn some things. You will not just wallow in your own myopic view. You give this person the ability to teach you what you don't know. You give this person the ability to show you what you are not seeing from where you are seated. That is why you are two. The Bible says that 10 and 1 shall chase 1,000, but 2 shall chase 10,000. Now, for 2 to chase 10,000 means this person is working and this person is working. So don't always make your relationship the center of your own opinion, the center of your own decision, and this other person's opinion does not matter. When you are still that way, I don't think you are ready to go into a serious relationship. The reason you ask yourself these questions is for you to know where you will start from, what you should do, and how you can work on these things and be ready for someone. When you do these things, trust me, you will not actually, it's not as if you will experience all this blissful kind of relationship, but you have done half of the work you should be doing in that relationship. There will be less struggle and less fight. Even when you have asked yourself this question and you meet someone who is yet to do this analysis and work on these things, you will be in the best position to put this person through. And at the end of the day, you are all good to go. A fight of 10 years, you may be able to fight it in 2 years because you have already done your personal fight before coming to help this person, and you people will win together. Now, the next thing in saying, am I mentally stable for this relationship, is your ability, your very ability to know yourself. Yes, this is good. Know yourself. I have met so many persons and I ask them, what is your temperament? They don't even know. They say, I have heard about that, but I don't even know what it's about. I have heard about temperament, but I don't know what it's all about. You knowing your temperament will really go a long way to tell you who you are. You know, there is this book, I can't remember who wrote that book on temperament. He wrote the book, he explained what temperament is. I think I will put it down below in the description button. I will pin that book there in case you want to read. I know so many people have read the book, but if you have not read the book, this is a time you can read the book. So he explained what temperament is all about, and he explained how you can manage your temperament. He explained your strengths and your weaknesses. Your strengths will help you, and then he explained how you can also maximize your weakness. He explained how you can manage your temperament in a relationship, be it marriage relationship. He explained how you can manage your temperament at work. He explained how you can manage your temperament as a clergy or as a priest. In this way, you'll be able to know yourself. You'll be able to know your weakness. You'll be able to know your strength. And then, when you know yourself, when you understand yourself, you people will not be two persons that are confused going on a journey. If you don't understand who you are, there is a problem already. Your ability to understand yourself will help you a lot to understand who you are going into a relationship with. Okay? Now, the next thing is your ability to do away with your bad habits. If you are in a relationship and you're not ready to do away with your bad habits, and you say, this is who I am, anyone who does not understand my shit, who cannot take my shit, should not come. My sister, that is how you will stay. At the end of the day, whatever you even think in a serious relationship will end up being a hit and run. Because once a person hits and see these bad habits and see how even unrepentant you are towards them, the person runs away. You end up being in a hit and run. The person hits you and you say, yes, this one I think it is going to last. That's how the person runs off from the next door. Your ability to deal with your bad habits. Deal with them. If you are the person that is picky, deal with it. If you are the person that is always annoyed, always insulting, all these kind of bad habits, you don't even, in 100 words you say, 10 of those words may be true. The 90, the lies, the anger. Deal with those things that you know even you, being in relationship with you, would not take. Sometimes people don't consider themselves before considering another. A priest asked, if you were you, would you marry you? You know those things that you as you cannot even tolerate being in a relationship with you. You have to deal with them. Another thing that tells you that you are mentally mature is your ability to sacrifice. Relationship entails lots of sacrifice. Lots of sacrifice. Relationship is not something that you go in being frigid, being so rigid, being so stingy with everything. It is something you have to learn to sacrifice your time, yourself. I don't mean you should sacrifice. Maybe you're a virgin and you decide to go into a relationship and sacrifice your virginity without being properly married. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that this relationship will cost you a lot of things. It will cost you so much that sometimes, but because love is unconditional, you may not even take note of those things when you start. For instance, relationship demands so much on your time. Like I mentioned earlier when I spoke about physical maturity and physical preparedness, I spoke about quality time. Relationship is something that you have to invest so much of your time in it and expect something better out of it. So you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice some of your strict beliefs, some of your list, I don't tolerate this. You have to learn tolerance. Tolerance is one of the sacrifices you will make in a serious relationship. And by the time you are doing this, then you should know that you are getting mentally prepared to be in a serious relationship. And finally, under mental preparedness and mental maturity, we talk about the unconditional nature of love. It is unconditional. You don't say, okay, because you don't buy me Christmas clothes, I don't think you'll be able to take care of me. Okay, because you don't do this, I don't think you will do. You are ready to be in this with me. You should be unconditional. But first of all, before you even say, okay, I want to be in a relationship with this person, you should have been able to know if you can do this. If this person is, let's say, half the way of your specifications, some of the things you have listed, I don't mean some of those gross, unreasonable lists. When you say, oh, okay, I want a God-fearing man, and God has given you a God-fearing man. I want someone who is loyal, and God has given you someone who is loyal. And now you say, I want a man who is rich, and the guy has vision, is moving towards being rich, like you have prayed for. You need to give him time. You need to love him for who he is at that time. You need to love her for who she is at that time, especially when she is trying. Love is unconditional. So, I think we should draw the curtain here. Thank you for following me through this journey, and I wish to see you the next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let me run through the questions you should ask yourself. Number 1, am I physically ready? Number 2, am I emotionally ready? Number 3, am I ready to take responsibilities? Number 4, and the last, am I mentally ready? These are the questions you should ask yourself before you go into any serious relationship. And I have explained some of the things that will tell you you are ready. And when you are ready, I wish you all the best, and I pray that the next one you will get into will be the one to lead you down that aisle, and you'll be happy in it. Say amen. See you in my next video. Bye.